All my YouTube live episodes all start with like that awkward 3 seconds because you never know if you're live or not yet.
Yeah.
I've had like issues, so I have to go and check.
Uh-huh. I got it says live on here on my end.
Yep, but on YouTube you never know when it starts.
Oh, right,
Sometimes, yeah,
right.
it took like a minute and a half one time. There we go. We're live. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me for not another Bitcoin interview with Karcher Smith, also known as Millionaire Mindframe 101. Hey, bud, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let everybody know who you are, how you got into crypto, and what you do in the industry.
Sure, Cam. Thanks a lot for having me on the show also. And my name is Karcher Smith, and I'm an investor slash entrepreneur from Southern California. I live in Orange County, Newport Beach area. And I've been investing for about 4 years now. Ever since I was in college, I've been extremely interested in making money with the markets. My first mentor was teaching me about how he was trading penny stocks and just making thousands of dollars like in minutes. And I was just really intrigued by this stuff. So later got into trading. Well, after learning for a long time, I got into trading Forex and commodities markets and learned a lot there, lost some money, but still came out, stronger at the end of the day. And around early 2016 was when I met my first cryptocurrency mentor. And essentially this guy I just met off Instagram, and he was trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and seemingly making a lot of money from it. So I reached out to him, and eventually he became my mentor. So he taught me pretty much everything I know. And from there, we partnered up and started this company, Crypto Experts, to teach people how to get involved in Bitcoin and how to trade and invest in this market and be successful and profitable.
That's awesome, man. I love like that's how kind of I got like I saw the opportunities and I just wanted to show people how to take advantage of them. And I get a lot of that from you as well. Maybe you can go into the Crypto Experts program and let people know like some of the like 1-2 steps of how you help on ramp them and explain some of those.
Yeah, sure. So my Crypto Experts website is coming out on June 15th. And essentially what it is, it's a 5-part video training course that I created to teach you the basics of using the trading platforms to trade Bitcoin, and also some of my trading strategies that I use to increase my profitability in the markets. And also a part of the membership fee that you pay is a group chat room that I have where I post all the latest news and updates going on in the markets and a lot of the underlying trends that are happening in the markets. And also I post some of my trading positions so that some of my students can follow along with my trades, so they know what I'm trading, and that just helps. And generally, I mentor my students with the if they need one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one help with the trading platforms, I help my students with that, and I also do live weekly video updates for my students.
That's awesome that you share your live trades. Do you
Yeah.
trade? Do you share the trades that go south, or do you try to only
Oh yeah.
share the
No,
trade to share?
everything's there. And I mean, yeah, I've made a bad trade before. And the I primarily focus on long-term investing, and I really emphasize fundamental analysis. So it's not that I'm sitting here in front of the computer all day trading, because honestly, I don't really like to do that. There are people in my group that do like to do that, and that's fine. But for me personally, I've had bad trading days with that kind of stuff. So I find the best strategy is just to be long term and really have conviction in your investments. Really know what you're getting into, so that if a trade goes south, it doesn't bother me, because that's part of my plan.
Yeah, you always got to take into consideration loss when you're investing anything. Like you don't
Yeah.
use money you
So
can't live without, and about a 10% to 20% loss is a given if you're already in the risks.
So, I mean, I take out the emotional part of the trading. I don't want to be attached to my money. So whenever I put money into this market, first of all, it's like I'm going to Vegas and
Yeah, exactly
money
what I
I'm
try to
not
tell
getting
people.
back, not even touching. So, and I mean, just to say the returns that I've gained in just the past 12 months are incredible. I mean, I talked to financial advisors, financial professionals who have been in the business for 25 years, and they can't even believe me. They don't even believe me. You know what I mean? They still think it's magic money or something. But now it's like finally getting to the point where like real financial professionals are taking a deeper look and really investing in this stuff. And just in the past 60 days, run up has just been incredible in the crypto market. I mean, we've gone from like $30 billion market cap to over 100 billion in like 2 months.
Isn't that exciting though?
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Craziness.
Everyone keeps using the freaking buzzword bubble. I think you got to take bubble out and just let people know this is adoption. People are adopting this market.
And this is, yeah, no, there is like a huge speculative element. I think certain coins are definitely people have over speculated on.
Oh yeah.
And it's scary to me because this happened so fast. Where I've been trading Ethereum since it was going from 8 to 12 to 10 to 14, and I was speculating in that time frame where Ethereum was basically flat for like a year. And so to have this extreme, just massive dump, like pour on of money, makes me a little uncertain. Like, you know, do these people really realize what they're investing into, or are they just going to jump around from this coin to that coin and go from this to that, whatever is getting the hype for today? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. A lot of people are just basically riding the pump and dump waves and contributing to the chaos and that looms in crypto. Eventually, though, like Tone Vase and other people have said that, you know, that'll be all whittled out at the end, and the market caps will go towards true blockchains and projects. But back to like trading, like what exchanges do you use and why?
I mainly use Kraken. That's my main exchange.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope like more people start talking about this stuff. But when I first started trading crypto, there weren't even a lot of people talking about how to really get involved in trading and all that stuff. So I found out that Kraken, from my mentor, is one of the best exchanges for multiple reasons. First of all, it's one of the oldest exchanges, started I think 2013. But it's another reason is it has the highest amount of exchange traded volume by euros, not USD, that's Coinbase, but by euros. So it's a pretty big market there. And the third thing is really interesting is that the Kraken, the spreads on Kraken are actually cheaper than any other exchange. Oh crap. First of all, the oldest exchange started. Sorry.
Yeah, Kraken though, I actually applied for a job with them. Their security is top notch. That's what I like about Kraken. Kraken's really got security on their mind 100% of the time. It's on the forefront, not on the back burners. I know Poloniex just today killed the troll box to focus all of their support on customer support, not, you know, spam and FUD in the troll box. So I can respect Poloniex for doing that. That's awesome. And that's what I've been waiting for. That's why I took all my money off that exchange and actually went to Kraken as well, or Bittrex, Bitfinex, and stuff like that. But yeah, Poloniex and all these companies actually seem to be going towards security. So you use Kraken. That's awesome. What kind of wallets do you use, and why do you use those wallets?
Well, the main wallet I use is the Trezor hardware wallet. I find it to be really convenient with the web wallet interface they have. And so for cold storage, that's the only wallet I've experimented with, but I look forward to planning on trying the Ledger Nano and trying to store some XRP in there.
Yeah, I like my, I don't have the Nano S yet. They're, I think Ledger actually said they're sending me one, but I got the Ledger Blue, and it's, you know, that's a touch screen. It's got the password on it. I don't have to carry the card, and it holds multiple cryptos, and I like it. I like the Ledger. I think Ledger's awesome, and I'm trying right now to get a Trezor. We'll see if that ever follows up.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out the Ledger. I didn't know it had a touch screen on it. That's cool.
Yeah, the touchscreen really adds a whole world of difference, especially like with ease of access and convenience of use. Like you just plug it in, type in your password. You don't have to carry anything that, you know, for encryption purposes.
So does it have like a web wallet too that you access?
I have the Nano, just a regular Nano here, and you can plug this into a OTG cable into your Android phone. So if you plug this into your Android phone, you can actually use Mycelium as the UI for the wallet. So you could actually send money out of this hardware wallet through Mycelium by plugging this into your cell phone.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ledger's pretty dope. They thought of everything when they came out with this like convenient little flash drive. And when I saw that they had the pre-release for Ledger Blue, which is on back order forever, I got the pre-released Ledger and no regrets. It was expensive though, and you ever think of Bitcoin like this? Like I bought that for $250. That was
Mhm.
back when Bitcoin was worth $750. If I would have
Yeah,
held on to my money,
I know. Oh yeah,
I would have
all
4
the
times
time.
my money.
I think about it all the time, and it's just crazy how, when I first got into this, point one Bitcoin was like $40, and now it's like 280. You
Yeah,
know,
dude, it's crazy. Does that make it hard for you to pay at this price, or you just pay for it at the price it's at?
to buy the Bitcoin.
Yeah, like knowing that you bought the same amount for $200 and
Yeah,
spend,
actually,
or $40 to $200. Like, does that affect anything, or do you
in a
just go
weird
with the
way,
flow?
like it's easier because since I've already like made all these profits, it makes it easier to take that maybe that loss. Whereas someone who wasn't holding any Bitcoin, it'd be hard to start buying right now at all time highs.
Yep.
For me, it's not hard to buy at all time highs. I'm going to continue buying. For
Yeah, I'm
sure.
on a steady buy right now. Every time anything goes down, I just keep purchasing it. I'm actually holding long though. I don't have any intentions to sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin for a long time. I keep saying I'm not going to sell till I can buy a yacht. Like I'll trade my crypto for a yacht. That's the only way I'm getting rid of it.
Definitely. And it's to the point where I just really want to, I don't want to have to deal in fiat at all. Like you with your BitPay. I saw your video talking about how Coinbase was pissing you off.
Yeah, I've been using the BitPay. It's actually not that bad. The fees suck, but it's pretty convenient. I used to talk smack on BitPay. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the fact that they weren't a true Bitcoin Visa.
Yeah.
But if you can't hold like your Bitcoin in Bitcoin value and the volatility is too risky,
Yeah.
BitPay is a really good tool. So if you buy Bitcoin at X price and you're worried it may go down, you could always send it from there to your BitPay Visa. And if Bitcoin goes down, you can buy more Bitcoin with that money and you can basically short that way with the BitPay Visa.
Yeah, I know that's pretty cool, right? I found that like pretty awesome about the Shift debit card. And another thing about the Shift debit card was that my wallet actually got stolen, and they actually have protection for that through the Metropolitan Bank of San Francisco. And so the guys took some of my Bitcoin and spent it at the gas station, and they actually refunded my Bitcoin. So I was pretty impressed by that.
I had a refund once, and I'd like to explain a little bit to the viewers so they don't get confused. When you get a refund on your Shift payments card or any Bitcoin Visa card, you actually don't get the refund of the amount of Bitcoin that was spent. You get the amount of refund of the US dollar, and that
Yeah,
converts into the value of Bitcoin at that time. So you don't
that's
get
true.
your exact amount of Bitcoin. So if somebody spent your Bitcoin when it was like, low and Bitcoin went up when you got your refund, you may not get as much back, or vice versa. So you never know.
Yeah, that was good you clarified that, because actually it was just such a short time frame that the price didn't change enough to really affect it.
Yeah, with the volatility waves that are happening right now, I could imagine somebody being freaked out. I mean, we went
Oh
from
yeah,
2,800 to 1,900 overnight.
$500 in a week. I mean, it's gone $1,000 in like the last 30 days, basically.
So how
Crazy.
do you prepare your students that are new to crypto for these waves? Like people are going to see that they earn thousands and lose thousands overnight every night. You're going to be up 10 grand one day, down 5 grand the next because of the volatility. How do you prepare them for the FUD and the FOMO?
Yeah, that's like the perfect question. I mean, because how, like I was talking about earlier with the long-term fundamentals, you got to start with the mindset that like we're going to Vegas first of all, because this is a high-risk investment. There's no way around it. This is a first of its kind digital asset, and is arguably still just an experiment at this point. It's not even really disruptive to fiat currency at this point. I mean, fiat currencies are worth 30-40 trillion dollars worldwide, and Bitcoin's only 30-40 billion. You know what I mean? So how do you prepare for that? I always say, like, don't even plan on taking profits for 12 to 24 months. Don't think that this is going to be something that's going to make you double your money in 30 days. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is a plan for long-term wealth.
Right.
So
People see that we were in this long term already, and they
yeah.
feel like we just came up quick, and they expect it to come up quick.
No, so you have to have a long-term mind frame, and that's what I want all my students to have, or anybody that's investing in this space. You should adopt a long-term mind frame, and don't just think that this is a get-rich-quick thing kind of thing, because it really isn't.
Speaking long term, since I hope you don't mind if I go on about this. I think you said that you left your day job, and this is your full time. This has your full dedication.
Mhm.
How do you plan on paying the taxes that you get from doing this as a job?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and the answer is, well, I set aside money from my income for taxes, for tax purposes.
Do you know,
So,
like, right now that's a really like open in the air subject because no one really knows how to go. But like, how are you
well,
preparing for like the
actually, I
tax?
already have a pretty good idea of how it's going to go. And really, this is how I understand it: is that the Bitcoin is going to be treated like another financial instrument, like a security, and you need to pay your capital gains taxes on it.
And
And
they're
so,
going by a first in, first out policy, I believe, right?
what does that mean?
I believe like if you bought Bitcoin at like 400 and you never spent it and you kept buying over time and then you spend it when it's at 2,800, you got to claim capital on that 400 because it was the first one you bought and that was the first one out. So first in, first out.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting to see. Well, it's really funny because how is the IRS really going to keep track of all this stuff?
Exactly. Exactly.
They really can't do it. They're going to try to, you know what I mean? And trust me, they're going to look at the people with the most Bitcoin first. They want to get the big hogs first. They're not going to look at the little chickens, right?
Yeah,
Or
and I saw somebody today posted an article that some state just said that they're not going to tax crypto.
Yeah, so if you're a big fish in the space, I would definitely start figuring out how you're going to take care of your capital gains. And that's really it. And for me, it's not a huge issue because I don't plan on taking any money out for a long time.
Exactly what I try to tell people as well. It's not like I'm going to have to claim this on my taxes every year because I'm only buying it. I'm not selling it.
We can use purse.io and things like that.
Exactly, right. It's where you're not actually selling it. It's more like a barter situation.
You're not going to get taxed on a purse.io transaction or something. And that's pretty much all I would use my Bitcoin for. I'm just going to keep buying.
Right. I'm with you. I don't actually, I don't want to go on a rant here, but my perspective on taxes, I think they're going to stop. I think the government's going to make like some giant solar powered crypto farm where they multi-farm, multi-cryptocurrencies with solar powered stuff. They're going to use, whatever, and they're going to use the transaction fees through the network as taxes. And then they're going to get their mining rewards as their big chunks, and they're going to distribute that between them and the government. But because there's no way to track this, to tax it, they're just going to have to give up and join the party, start mining, and make money by contributing to the network.
Yeah, it certainly does seem that way. Although, like, I don't think that's really going to happen. It's really plausible. Because,
no, it's not plausible, but it's definitely something I hope happens.
But it is ideal, and I think that there is possibilities for a system like this. You know what I mean, with blockchain and everything. But ultimately, I would say that it's going to be really hard to figure that out for them, because just think about it. You're talking to, but at the same time, just remember that the blockchain is a complete record of every transaction that's ever happened. So they probably could easily track anyone if they really wanted to.
Yeah, until you get yourself a mixer and you sell your Bitcoin for Dash, and then you buy your Bitcoin back with Dash, and now this looks like I love that I'm not in this to scam the government. I just like the fact that they don't have a monopoly on money anymore, and they got to earn their keep.
For sure. It's like, what happens when someone uses a mixer and then they buy Monero and
exactly. That's Monero's purpose. You know what I mean?
and then literally just think. I mean, I know there's people that think like this, and if you have 1 million Monero or like, say you have like 10,000 Monero, you could live off that just by selling it for cash or like a local Bitcoins kind of thing,
Exactly. Peer-to-peer transaction. I mean, somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, when you get your $1 million per Bitcoin, how are you not going to get taxed? And I was like, well, my currency isn't bound by any government. I could leave the United States. I could buy a house in Switzerland, and I'm not going to have to pay any capital gains in America because it's not United States dollar I'm spending. And the guy I sent the Bitcoin to is probably only going to say I gave him $1, so I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just going to own a house.
It's a definitely true statement. Like, it's something really interesting to think about, and it gives us a kind of freedom that we haven't had before.
Yeah, exactly. We have financial freedom. Like, people don't understand what people mean when we say financial freedom, because in America we have a very twisted version of financial freedom, and it's great compared to places like Venezuela, India, and stuff like that. So people kind of have blinders on where they think they're already in the best system because it's better than the other systems, but it can always progress and get better.
It's like a very liberating thing holding Bitcoin, because you have that convenience to just, and the demand is so high that people will call me wanting to buy some of my Bitcoin, so I could just go get cash for Bitcoin right now if I need to, and that's not going to be a taxable event for me.
Right, you just get your cash, pay your rent, and call it a day.
Yeah, and literally that's the kind of freedom that this technology is going to give us even more and more in the future. And I just think it's incredible. Like this could be the greatest wealth transfer in history happening right in front of us, and people aren't taking action.
Yeah. The buzz phrase right now is millennials in their 20s are becoming millionaires at a more rapid rate than ever.
It's crazy.
And it's in this industry. It's happening.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You
have a lot of traditional traders seeing their stoner nieces and nephews making money in their mom's basement that are starting to come over this way with their professional trading mentality. And it's interesting to see like all this new money coming in. And like you said, they don't even know what they're doing, but they know how to read a chart. The only problem I see with those people that are investing that come from the traditional market to this market, they're only looking at it as a chart. They don't read the white paper. They don't know what the blockchain does. They don't know the long-term or short-term goals of the blockchain. They're just moving the charts. They're looking at the charts. And I feel like a lot of these traditional traders need to get in on the tech side, or at least hire a tech advisor to read these white papers to them while they fall asleep at night, because they're going to lose a lot of money investing in these coins.
Maybe they'll just pay one of us to come and talk to them about it, because
that's what's happening, though. That's exactly what's happening. These people don't know anything. I get messages and emails. What do I do with this 30 grand? I don't fucking know, bro. Like, ask me what I would do with it, but I ain't going to tell you what you should do with it.
Yeah, they really don't know what to do. So then it comes to a point where, you need a crypto consultant like myself to help you with your investment, or you need advice or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people just look at the chart and they're like, oh, I don't know, it was going up so well. What happened? I was like, well, did you read the white paper? I mean, there's nothing there. There's no blockchain. They do nothing. Their only value is the money you kept putting in.
That's hilarious. But I get the same kind of questions all the time.
So what coins, if you don't mind sharing some of those secrets, are like, your
I can tell you right now what coins I'm holding.
Why? Like what coins do you hold and why? And
I'm holding Ethereum, Ripple, Ethereum Classic, and I'm holding some Monero and Zcash. And those are my main positions because, well, I can tell you individually, I just had to jump on Ethereum because this is I just felt so like FOMO, because I was holding Ethereum when it was $10, and then I really missed the ride from 10 to 50. So I jumped in around 50. And then I jumped back in at 150 because I was like, holy shit, this thing isn't stopping, And I'm just holding on, and we'll see what happens. My point on Ethereum is kind of a little contentious because of the whole DAO hack thing. And
I'm with you. Yeah, it's like a love-hate on that.
The whole Ethereum Classic thing is kind of is weird to me, because why did they let the hacker get the funds?
That actually goes into a crazy backstory where it had nothing to do with Ethereum or their network or project, but a project that was being built on top. The DAO was actually being developed by Slockit, and they were a smart lock company, and they had a big breach in their code where it let somebody spend money that they didn't have on so many different repetitives that it was how the hacker stole the money, was that they kept pulling money out of an account that they didn't even have the money in. And so it wasn't Ethereum's fault. It wasn't really the network's fault, but it was. Yeah. But that would be if Golem had a problem in their blockchain and something happened to the Golem network and they take it out on Ethereum. It's
no. Here's the thing you don't understand is they didn't have to hard fork Ethereum.
No, they didn't.
That's what irked me, is because they hard forked and they let the hacker take the funds. If they didn't hard fork, the hacker wouldn't have been able to get the 150 million.
It would have been locked up, and people would have lost their money. I feel like that's what has to happen. Sometimes you get yourself in a position where you did something with your money. You knew the risks, and there it goes. There's no time machine.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Ethereum Classic is something I'm holding on to also because I find like what their developer team is doing, I really like it actually. They changed it to a more deflationary asset with the cap supply, and also they're trying to go for ETF status for
Yeah, I
Ethereum.
saw that. Yeah, I'm holding Ethereum and Ethereum Classic as well. I actually try to do 50-50. So whenever I get an Ethereum, I just buy a Classic.
And another thing I'd like to mention about the fork is that we have BIP 148 possibly coming up, or not possibly, but it is going to happen.
Yeah, no, we're getting SegWit, and I was gonna. Great that you brought that up, man. What are your takes on that, and how are you explaining that to people that are just today about to invest in Bitcoin when we
Yeah.
all know August 1st is about to happen? Like, how do you go about that?
So essentially, there's like a number of different like things you have to take into account for this. And well, I guess the essential thing is that you need to store your Bitcoin in the proper way so that if the chain splits, you'll be able to have both tokens. And so you just need to make sure that whatever wallet platform you're using is going to be supporting the user activated soft fork, so that you can just email them to find out, basically.
Yeah, Ledger actually told me that they're going to take care of it, that they're going to have steps in place to help you split your Bitcoin if there is one. I mean, I hope this is my fantasy situation that we don't split. Every miner just says, okay, fine, we'll take the update, and BIP 141 is Bitcoin. That's just, we have the update, SegWit's in Bitcoin. There's absolutely no fork, but it's probably not likely considering that Bitcoin Unlimited really doesn't just want to get along with SegWit, even though Litecoin proves that users want SegWit as much as a $4 to $30 difference in price.
Yeah, seriously. Wow.
As soon as Litecoin said SegWit, you saw what happened, right? Well, I imagine the same thing's going to happen with Bitcoin. When every single miner says we're good, that's it. Bitcoin, take off.
Well, I mean, the SegWit just opens up a ton of new use cases for Bitcoin.
Yeah, we have Lightning Network. We have confidential transactions, and we could possibly get cross-blockchain like communications within the blockchains. Like Shapeshift is built in. Like I just send Bitcoin to your Ethereum address, and in the blockchain, stuff happens. I sent Bitcoin, but you get Ethereum. I like that. I think that's what we need. But all these altcoins will pretty much be destroyed by Bitcoin if it works.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see happening too, and I really hope that the miners can like come to a consensus. But since it doesn't really seem like that's going to happen, we have to, plan for BIP 148, right?
Full disclosure, I actually have Ethereum I never split from the before the fork. So I actually have some Ethereum sitting there that I could fork into Ethereum and split into Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, but I read into it, and it's been so long, it's actually kind of sketchy. So I don't know if I want to even do it.
Wow, that's crazy. But well, I remember when I split mine. Well, I had my Ethereum on Kraken, and they split it for me. So it was
mine. Where was mine? Mine was on Coinbase, and I sent it from Coinbase to my hardware wallet. So it's been on there ever since. So I don't want to risk it. I mean, it would be a couple $100 actually, because Ethereum Classic's worth like fucking $20 each.
Yeah, and it started at $1.70. I remember.
I actually got my Ethereum Classic for 50 cents each.
Oh yeah, crap! You got it way cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. I mean, that's going to be worth a lot of money someday. I mean, what's the risk in splitting it now?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's just like it feels unnecessary. I don't want to feel greedy and then I split something and something bad happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to dig into like scams though, man, because there's so fucking many scams right now, and like you seem to be pretty true, bro. I haven't seen you talk about a single affiliate referral program yet. Like I just don't see it anywhere under your content. That anything with like a referral, I don't see it. So I wanted to talk about like how do you see that?
Yeah, I'll speak about a couple things. Since I first got into this space, like this has been going on, obviously. The first thing is the cloud mining, man. That's the thing. I don't really think it's, look, a lot of people do that Genesis mining, but I just don't see why you would spend $5,000 on a cloud mining contract when you could go and buy a machine. Now let me just tell you. I've done my due diligence on this, and I can't see why you would like the cloud mining contract. First of all, you don't have to deal with the machine, right? You don't have to deal with the noise, the electricity, the cost of running it. So that's convenient, but at the same time, you're putting your money into a centralized like thing, and they could change the terms and conditions of the contract at any time. That's what I don't like.
Yep, that is in the contract. They can change it at any time.
And they're mainly based off recruiting, which I don't like either. And they like,
it's the only way to stay profitable.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? And so I don't like cloud mining for that reason. I'd rather buy my own machines and figure it out myself. So I mean, I've seen those Telegram robots like Bet Robot. There used to be one called Lara with me, and like I've messed around with those too. And it's just don't do it. Just don't even. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And then there's this Gladia coin. Gladia coin, and I think if you can't see the founders and the CEO on the website, don't put any real money into this. Because, and I know most people are going to say, look, I made money from Gladia coin. It's possible. Some people do make money.
Yeah, just because it's profitable does not mean it's not a scam.
Yeah, exactly. So
scams are profitable. That's why they're good scams. People are making fucking money.
Yeah, you make money until you don't make money, you know? And they will get you to buy back in as many times as they can, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm already in the scam, bro. The only way I can make money is to get you in the scam and then get somebody else in the scam. And now I made my money back. I'm done. You worry about you getting other people in the scam so you can get your money back.
Mm-hmm. So other than that, those are the main things you need to watch out for is just any of those they're called HYIP, high yield investment programs. And that's like a joke, you know?
It is though. I call them referral pyramid schemes.
Yeah, yeah.
They call them referral program systems.
Yeah. And I'm always open-minded to an opportunity, but if I look at it and there's no founder on the website, I'm not going to even touch it.
Right. I thought about putting $100 in a Gladia coin just to see what happened. Like money I did not care about at all whatsoever, but I did not want to contribute to their value. I didn't want to make them a better scam.
Here's the real trap is these people, they want Bitcoin. You know, they want as much as they can, and they're sucking the dumb money out of the market, basically. But it's like, and that's why we have to inform people about this. Don't get trapped into sending your Bitcoin to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here's the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I find it so hard. Like I've been in this for a year and I've been talking about it for a while, and I got a lot of friends and a lot of family that started to follow me and get into it. And I could probably name about 10 people in the past 2 weeks that asked me what I thought about BitConnect. And I told them my true thoughts, and they still fucking got in. And like, so you can't convince people that there's a scam, or you can't save some people from scams. So like, what do you do in situations where people ask you your opinion on a scam and still get into one? Like what do we do about this?
Yeah, that's like really, if you showed them the CEO, if you showed them that, and you basically just say, if you look at this like a traditional investment compared to maybe you could tell them like try to comparison or something,
It's hard though, because they see people saying, hey, I make money. A lot of these YouTubers are showing that they made profits, but they're making profits from the referral program, not the actual use case of the program itself.
Yeah, it's a problem. And I don't know about you, but I know I get about like 10 comments on every YouTube video that's just a spam referral. Yep.
30 minutes of every day goes through filtering my comments on YouTube. I try to keep it as clean as possible.
It's just crazy. But that's really like disconcerting that people do that, honestly.
But they make a lot of money doing it, man, and it's scary. They call it marketing networking, and they start these Facebook groups where they just have these giant pyramid scheme networks. It's insane.
Yeah, I've seen these people on Facebook, and they just have like the craziest shit they say on Facebook. Like, do you want to like just the too good to be true kind of stuff? And they just have thousands of people commenting or whatever, and it's just crazy. It's craziness,
They get way more attention than the people that talk about the truth. It's like the snake oil salesman makes more money than the guy who's actually selling you aspirin.
It's true. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they have really good marketing techniques, and that's why.
Oh, the best marketing. Yeah, dude. And I know they have good marketing techniques, and this is a
Yeah.
marketable pyramid scheme that they just put their face on.
Exactly.
Like, I couldn't sell my soul for a referral program. I refuse
I mean, it sounds too good to be true. So that's why they get so many likes, dumb likes.
Yeah, you're right. And I try to actually go in and talk to those people. That's kind of one of my things that if I see somebody on Facebook doing one of those Facebook Live things where they're like showing people how they, buy into this or like join this Bit Club thing or whatever, anybody that comments, I'm messaging them like, don't do this. And, go to the bitcoinpodcast.com. You'll get some real info there or something. Like, don't go to Facebook. And you know what? Again, don't even listen to YouTubers. Don't even listen to me. You know what I mean? Like, stop taking everyone on the internet's advice as like, sole advice. Take it as information and then you absorb it and then you relay it as your own. But don't be a puppet for a YouTuber ever.
I like it. You're kind of like the Bitcoin shepherd, like herding the sheep away from the wolves.
I hope it works because like I'm afraid it's going to get the opposite effect. These wolves have way more sheep under their wing than anybody else, and it's hard because they keep showing them how much money they're making running these schemes, and people don't have any moral. They just want to be like this person, sell their soul, and make a couple grand doing it.
It's crazy. Like it's incredible to me, like how in the past 60 days, like it seems like all of a sudden everybody's a Bitcoin expert.
Yep. Yep.
Or like,
because Bitcoin's price went up so much. This is how much money I made. Look how much money I made.
I know.
You didn't do anything. You just bought, held, and you made money.
It's like there's this one person on Facebook that he talks about Bitcoin nonstop, and he talks about it like this. He says, "Oh, all you guys talking about Bitcoin at 2,500 like you were buying at 1,700." I'm just like, bro, you only were buying for like 2 months. Why are you talking like that at all? Like, don't. Right. But I don't want to be a hater. The guy has really good marketing techniques.
Yeah, I don't like to hate. I don't like to name names or point fingers or anything like that. But I do try to help people I see fall into that fly trap. I try to help them, but I've had 99% people just willingly want to lose their money even after a full explanation of the scam. Yeah, that's why I just made that video. I just made a video saying, please don't do this. And I'm very interested to see if anybody uses my referral link because I hope I don't get a single one.
Here's something for you. Like the truth is that people are lazy and they don't want to think. And so they see the get rich quick scheme and they don't even care. They probably, it's called cognitive dissonance. Like after talking to you for 30 minutes, they realize that they shouldn't do it, but they do it anyway because they're lazy and they want to get rich. Right?
Wow, bro, that's that mindset you're talking about.
So like in one of the books I read, Think and Grow Rich, it talks about how Henry Ford always said the hardest thing to do is to think. And people don't want to think,
Oh yeah, you're right. They want people to think for them. Like the news. The news hasn't been the news since I was like maybe 5 years old. Ever since I can remember, it's just been an opinion on a topic. Never been the news. It's been an opinion on an event. And I was just watching the news the other day, and it was basically like Daniel Tosh for adults. It was like anything that was on Twitter, YouTube, or Snapchat was on like Fox 29 at 9 o'clock at night.
There's no news value.
Yeah, there's no information. It's just very twisted opinion on an event.
Yeah, but no, I think it's a great thing you're doing with your YouTube channel, man. Like keep informing people, and I'm gonna do it as well.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this interview with you, man. Like you seem very legit from what I can tell. You are very knowledgeable, and I like that you're as hungry to help people as I am. Like I just see like it's not like a get rich thing for you, and you're not telling people it's a get rich. Like there's so many people out there that are taking advantage of people that don't understand. And you're not one of them. I can really respect that, man. And I wanted to get on, before we go too far from that books topic, I wanted to know, like, you're really big on reading. Like, what are some must-read books for people? And then what are some books that you're about to get into?
Yeah, so my top 3 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's my top 3 right now. So basically, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is Robert Kiyosaki. He's one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. Like, his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is the top 3 selling book of all time. Or, I mean, on the New York bestsellers list.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just like, but so, I mean, this book is just, you just have to read it. It'll open your mind up to money and financial freedom, and that, you know, you can become an entrepreneur and be able to make money. You can make money in numerous ways that you can't even think of. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to go get a job.
Yep, I like Steam It. I'm not big on telling people to buy and invest in Steam It, but I like Steam It as the fact that you can create content, you can earn some value, you can sell that for Bitcoin, get that Bitcoin from creating a blog or a vlog. I wouldn't necessarily say hold Steam It, it's the best token, but I like the platform. I like that you can earn value and then take that value and cash out.
And more importantly about Steam It, I think, is that it's the first platform of this kind where it's a decentralized social media platform that's anti-censorship, but also it rewards user content providers generously. And I mean, look at YouTube. It's a huge issue how they demonetize people with certain political views.
Yeah, and you can't post certain content and get monetized. They'll just fire you.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But on the other hand, I want to say that YouTube is a great platform for any entrepreneur to make some money these days, honestly.
It is. And you're right. You're very honest. That everybody should be creating content.
If you're talking about what they want you to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever, you know, if YouTube decides to demonetize you, you might have to go to Steam It, you know?
Yeah. I can't wait for Yours Network. I know it's been like over a year they've been talking, but once Yours Network comes out, I'm excited. They're supposed to be more like Steam It is a Reddit. Yours Network is like a Facebook. So like I'm waiting for Yours Network to come out. And I'm really excited for what that's going to do to like the celebrity and Hollywood like people that are going to see this, where when they post a picture of them in their dress on the red carpet on Facebook, they're not getting anything for the 1,000 likes, which are like thousands of people that are drawn to the network because they're on the network. They're going to leave that network, go somewhere that pays them for their worth.
It's an incredible like business model for the future of social media. And I mean, just imagine if there's a decentralized YouTube or a decentralized Instagram. I mean, because personally, I use Instagram as my main social media, and I like how fast it is. And
yeah, you're really big on Instagram, bro. What is that, like 60K subscribers or something?
Yeah,
that's awesome, like, man. You got user engagement too. It's not like bots. I see a lot of comments, a lot of hearts, a lot of people are chatting back and forth. So you get a lot of user engagement when you post.
That's definitely what I'm going for. And like, I kind of took your idea with the Bitcoin giveaway because I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And I saw you do it and I was like, oh, I got to do this.
Yeah. And that's not even like, I don't mind that at all. Like, that's the thing though. Isn't that fucking awesome that like this space makes you want to give people money? Yeah. Like I've never been in a position in my life where I was like, oh, I can't wait to give away $100. Never in my fucking life.
Awesome, dude. And I had to do Ethereum today because, you know, I give like everyone that participates, I give them $1 too. But I did that with Bitcoin and the transaction fee was $2 for every dollar that I sent. So
I don't even want to talk about Bitcoin's transaction fees right now because I could just bash the shit out of this.
Yeah, we're just going to store a value. We're basically
it costs too much to use Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin doesn't get moved, does it sustain value? It's really difficult balancing beam.
I've been thinking about, honestly.
Yeah, if people don't use it, do we lose it? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a completely true statement. And you know, damn, like, are we actually in a bubble for that matter then?
Well, that's the thing though. Maybe people will keep putting money into it and it will just keep being something that's bought and bought and bought at a more increasing rate. And it doesn't have to be, you know, sold. The miners can just keep selling it as it comes out. The holders don't really necessarily have to supply the market. Miners can take care of it, at least for now. I mean, we got like a couple years where it's not going to be we got another halvening in 2020. So we got 12.5 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Cut that in half at 2020. I could see the exchanges hurting to sell. They're already having problems selling Bitcoin right now. I feel like some exchanges may be selling currencies they don't even have because, you know, they have a demand. That's why people are having issues withdrawing.
I'm just going to put it like this. Like, I think that the demand for Bitcoin is not going to stop growing anytime soon. And I think if you look at any like fundamental metric behind Bitcoin, you'll see that it's still like vastly undervalued. And not for that matter, just Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency in general.
Yeah, blockchain technology is changing everything, regardless if we invest in it or not.
We have to remember that Bitcoin is the original blockchain. This is the first one, so it's always going to have value. You know, always. Like,
if Bitcoin's blockchain fails, every altcoin's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, because Bitcoin is the blockchain. Like everything was based around Bitcoin. So I think there's a lot of people coming into the space and they don't really like give Bitcoin the respect it deserves. I feel like in a way.
No, you're right. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are going towards Ethereum now, and I'm just trying to tell them like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies are an experiment. And then you
Yeah,
have Ethereum, which is an experiment within that other experiment. And then
yeah,
and then Ethereum itself has other experiments built on top of it. So this is like a 3-level like
yeah.
inception
That's a
that
really good explanation, honestly.
yeah, I try to make people aware of the risks. I understand that,
Yeah,
yes, I made money in this. I've made a decent amount of value, but I've never sold. So I actually don't have any money come out. I never sold any of my crypto. So I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I didn't make anything, but I have gained value. And people were like, oh, but it's made you so well. And I'm like, but I understand the risks. And I understand that this could all disappear tomorrow. And I need you to understand that.
yeah. I don't want to bash Ethereum or anybody that likes Ethereum at all, but I just want to say like, learn about Bitcoin and like realize, have some like pay homage, you know what I mean, to the original, people who started Bitcoin, Gavin Andresen, Adam, and the people who are working on it now, like Adam Back and Bram Cohen. And I mean, these guys are like great developers. Like Bram Cohen, made BitTorrent, like the first peer-to-peer file sharing service that we all use, to this day. Like, which is incredible. You know what I mean? So I don't want to bash Ethereum, but yeah, I just wanted to say that,
Yeah, no, you're right. Everybody should definitely start at the beginning and finish
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah,
Bitcoin's the beginning.
don't jump into altcoins before you even secure your Bitcoin wallet. You know what I
But
mean?
here's the thing: these guys that we were talking about, they're like, "Oh, Bitcoin's already at 2,000 and something dollars. What are the
Yeah.
odds it's going to go up 100% or 1,000%
Yeah.
overnight?" These altcoins move at 100 to 1,000%. Don't buy Bitcoin. Buy this coin because I already bought it, and I need you to buy more so its value goes up.
Yeah, well, it's like, here's the thing. For most cryptos, Bitcoin's the only gateway you have to get most cryptos.
That's
Other-
actually falling now. You can trade a lot with Ethereum. You can trade a lot with other coins, and a lot of exchanges are starting to accept like USDT or you can buy coins with Visa. But I do understand what you're saying, where you have to buy Bitcoin to get other coins. But
I guess
that is what
yeah. It was like that like 12 months ago, but now you have Ethereum fiat gateways on Coinbase. Like that wasn't there when I first started trading. The Litecoin fiat gateway on Coinbase, and also you have like even Ripple fiat gateways on Bitstamp.
All right, guys. I just want to see if anybody in the comments has a question. Let's see what's going on in here. Don't want to skip anybody. Ozzy, what's up, bro? We got Ozzy from the BS Filter, James Bond, Brian's here. Brian had that question about the taxes. That was a good question, Brian. It's me, Boss Lady. Hey guys, hit that like button. Share this stuff. Greg said he just made a BitConnect video. Dude, post that. I can't wait to watch it. Matt, thanks for stopping in. So let's see what people wanted to ask. Can you source the exchanges having trouble selling Bitcoin? Right now, I think the only exchanges that are having issues selling was Coinbase. They were just stopping. It just came up with an error after an error. It was really hard for people to buy Bitcoin from Coinbase. But I don't know if any other exchanges were having issues. Didn't seem like too many people had many questions for us. They were actually really enjoying the content. So before we get going, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your website. You let people know a little bit more about it and what it has to offer and where they can find you on these different platforms, like where you're at and how you're located.
So yeah, my website, cryptoexperts.com with 2 S's, is going to be coming on June 15th. It's essentially going to have details about my training course, some videos on there explaining what I do in my website and everything. It'll have some resources on there for you guys to do some of your own research, and some tools to get started at trading Bitcoin on your own also.
All right, man. Before you go, I'd like to ask my guests some personal questions. So I hope you don't mind, but like, what is something you like to talk about as much as crypto, but it isn't?
Oh, like, yeah. Actually, believe it or not, I was a music producer for like 8 years before I got into this. Like making mostly hip hop music.
Like making beats or just putting the people together?
Actually, I just make beats mostly.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I used to play with GarageBand. I was so bad at it, but I liked it.
So I actually do it like at a pretty professional level. Like I have a certified audio engineer certificate, and work with the artist face to face and everything, but just kind of have had to put that on hold for now to just focus on crypto 100%.
It's all consuming, isn't it? Crypto is all
Oh
consuming.
yeah, for sure. And I love it, man. It's a dream come true. Like I said, to just be able to do this all day. Hopefully we can have more interviews, man. I mean, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, after your website's up and running for a while, I'd love to get you back on, maybe get one of your students on with us and see how their experience was.
Definitely. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that I should have asked you or anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to touch on? We're not in a rush. Maybe there's something you wanted to let people know about.
That was pretty much it, man. I mean, if you got anything else, I'll just tell them my social media links real quick.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Shout yourself out, bro, for sure.
So basically, I got Instagram, Millionaire Mindframe 101, and also I have the account Blockchain News for just Bitcoin-related news. And you can reach me on Twitter at MakeMoreMoney1_. And let's see. That's pretty much it, yeah. Check out my YouTube channel also, Crypto Investor.
Awesome. All right. On the Bitcoin podcast, we like to end with a pretty hard question, and I like to tweak it a little bit per guest. So take your best shot at this. Take all the time you need. But could you explain cryptocurrency trading in 10 words or less?
Yeah, that's great. Cryptocurrency trading. Okay. It's basically buying and selling digital currencies online, peer to peer.
Perfect. Dude, that was see, most people don't think they can do it, man. And you pushed yourself. You got there. I can dig it.
That's good.
Well, that's an awesome note to end this on. Thank you, everybody who came to watch the live video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, share this so everybody can know where to get their info. And don't forget to have a day, guys. Peace.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.